De volta à origem.
I need to tell everyone what happened at Drake's Spine. And I'm going to need Otto's help.
Novos itens. Caraca. Nova carta.
I have wronged so many. Ruined thousands of lives. I did not deserve to be saved. But save me, you and your brother did. Your uncle too forgave me my sins. Offered me a chance at redemption. Yours is a fine family, Ifrit. Cherish it.
Quem diria?
Still alive, are you? Go on then.
Aí, comprei as músicas. Deixa eu ver como é que tá as músicas aqui. Falta uma. Duas. Opa, falta duas. Caraca, só falta duas. Sendo que acho que... Não, aqui tava nas medalhas, eu já peguei. Deixa uma musiquinha mais animada. Arma médica. Obrigado por me ajudar a livrar meu mentor de seu corpo mortal. O único remédio para que volte para casa são e salve é a prevenção. Recomeço. Não tenho palavras para agradecer por tudo que você fez pela ala perdida. Beleza. Aqui é da capitã que a gente salvou. Com a cauda são 4. Resta apenas um cristal a ser destruído e apenas um homem que pode destruí-lo. Cuide disso. Qualidade pela mão. Obrigado mais uma vez por ajudar a dar um jeito na masmorra. Okay. Uma nova vida. Quando tudo corria bem, apesar de alguns encontros ocasionais com orcs, levei Eda de volta para a Costa Sombria em segurança. Peraí, levou ela de volta? Ah, tá, beleza. Levou ela de volta para a Enterprise. Tá vendo de volta, acredito que a pobre moça tenha se aberto um pouco. Ela contou sobre sua vida e a vida que quer para o bebê. Mas isso só vai depender de nós agora. Ok. O que tem de novo aqui? Ferreiro. Vamos dar uma olhada no ferreiro.
What do I owe the honor? So, what'll it be?
Sombra Eterna, não. Espada defensora. Espada defensora mais um é mais forte. Ok. Cinturão. Círculo Celeste. Braceletes solares.
No scratches, right? Not bad, if I do say so myself.
Peraí, isso aqui me deixa com minha defesa. Olha lá. Qual que é? Melhorador mais um. Ué, não tinha uma espada que era melhor? Platina. Ah, eu gastei os itens. Puta merda, meu. Espada defensora, eu gastei o ferrovo.
Anything else?
Que desgraça. Dá pra comprar isso?
Aye, it's a dangerous world out there.
Deixa eu ver. Nem me lembro. Acho que é ferrovo. Aqui, ó. Ferrovo. Dá pra comprar. Comprar uns 100.
It'd better all be here.
Trouble with your gear, or
Telo preto.
what do you want?
Cadê? Espada defensora mais um.
No scratches, right? That it?
Ok.
Fine.
Tá, vamos falar com o velho da biblioteca. Papam, papam, papam. Papam.
Knowledge hoarded is knowledge lost. I don't believe you've read this particular chapter before.
Ô, louco. Caraca, subiu 2 níveis.
Fascinating excerpt I've been meaning to show you.
Nossa. Mãe de Barnabás. Uma dentre os poucos descendentes sobreviventes dos filhos de Smax, que fugiram de Valisthea e se refugiaram no continente externo e só retornaram algumas gerações depois. Ela e seu clã foram fiéis e devotos do Círculo de Malleus, cujos ensinamentos ela transmitiu a seu filho, ensinamentos e memórias que ela carrega até hoje. Infelizmente, isso também causou sua ruína. Ela foi morta durante uma invasão dos seguidores de uma religião rival. Cronista. Aliança. Ok. Fosso de Smax. Na área dos decaídos, homem buscando reivindicar o poder dos Zeus atacou o cristal na tentativa de ter acesso ao seu coração rico em éter. Em vez de tentar repelir o ataque, o Última reagiu destruindo o cristal e seu coração. Ok. Continente. A grande porção de terra é situada além dos mares valisteus. Tirando os comerciantes mais intrépidos, poucos já encararam a jornada de ida e volta até lá. Por esse motivo, as características e os costumes dos povos de lá ainda são um mistério. Reza a lenda que remanescentes dos recaídos fugiram dos gêmeos para lá quando a civilização entrou em colapso. Ok. Chifre do Draco. Beleza. Santuário. Beleza. O Círculo de Malleus. A antiga religião. Suas crenças hoje geralmente foram extraídas de murais deixados pelos povos que habitavam os arredores do Crystal Matter de Smax. Contudo, embora tenha sido uma fé adotada por toda a Valisthea, ela perdeu influência devido ao tempo. Guerra dos Magos. Um dos muitos grandes conflitos que aconteceram perto do fim da Era dos Decaídos, onde a humanidade, com seus exércitos mecânicos movidos à magia, lutou pelo controle dos cristais Matter. No entanto, isso acelerou o esgotamento do éter da Terra, que deu origem à Entendi. Quando a guerra acabou e a paz foi restaurada, as feridas deixadas na humanidade tanto na humanidade quanto na Terra eram profundas demais para cicatrizarem. A civilização iniciou sua lenta e inevitável marcha em direção à escuridão. Peraí. Magitech. Eikons. Apesar de muitas pessoas acharem que eles são criações dos decaídos, aparentemente foram na verdade servos de Última, criados por ele há muito tempo. Eles só assumiram formas atuais depois de muitos anos, vasculhando as histórias das ruínas dos decaídos. Banco de Gilbert. Tríade de 859. Tríplice aliança formada no ano de 859 entre Rosaria, Dhalmekia e Sanbreque. Seu propósito era impedir a independência das cidades livres, devido ao temor que ela inspirasse movimentos de independência semelhantes em outros pontos do mundo. Caramba! A aliança foi dissolvida em 860 após o ataque ao Portal da Fênix. E a controvérsia a respeito da responsabilidade dos Sanbrequianos pelo incidente.
You wish to study the tomes?
Caramba, quanta informação, bicho. Ifrit renascido. Dois Eikons de fogo unidos por um só corpo com poder superior a qualquer um dos dois Eikons. Corpo de Ifrit e asas de Fênix. Última. Aqui ele fala, membro de uma raça de seres divinos ancestrais. Foi devido à criação da magia por parte deles que a praga conseguiu se espalhar. Os poucos sobreviventes dessa raça escaparam para a terra intacta de Valisthea a fim de tentar reconstruir o mundo. Para isso, eles criaram os cristais Matter para colher volumes colossais de éter e plantaram as sementes da humanidade. De modo que ela um dia criasse um receptáculo forte o bastante para canalizá-lo. O que eles não previam foi que os humanos um dia desenvolveriam vontade própria. Então eles criaram os humanos mesmo. Valisthea.
Shall ever be open. Good morrow to you, my friend. You wish to study the tomes?
Falei que isso louco. Não sei o que. Em um passado infinitamente remoto, a última chegou aqui em fuga da praga que devorou sua terra natal. Tá. Daí ele decidiu reconstruir um novo mundo. Foi ele que instalou os cristais Matter em cada canto da terra para que pudessem colher o éter necessário para cumprir esse objetivo. Logos? Logos? Onde Última usa mitos para descrever o receptáculo que tem esperado há muito tempo. Um no qual ele pode derramar sua alma e lançar seu feitiço supremo. Logos indica sua forma blasfemada. Um receptáculo sobre o qual a vontade de outro tem direito completo, tornando a si mesmo um falso deus. Caramba, velho. Muralha. Aqui é o muralha do Odin, né? Aqui mais detalhes do Odin. Última interdimensional. Caramba. Quanta informação, bicho. Novo mundo. O paraíso que Última quer criar. Livre da praga que quase acabou com sua raça. Embora Barnabás acreditasse que ele e seus companheiros fiéis teriam permissão para se juntar à divindade lá, ele estava enganado. Apenas Última e seus confrades renascidos terão um lugar nesse novo paraíso que não só estará livre da praga, mas também da humanidade. Onde é que eu parei? Parei, acho que é aqui, não me lembro. Caraca, no bestiário acho que a gente pegou tudo, velho. A gente pegou tudo no bestiário, velho. Aqui falta alguma coisa? Não, aqui falta coisa. Mas falta bem pouca coisa. Personagens. Tem personagem que eu não conheci. Beleza.
The door to the shelves shall ever be open.
Fale com Otto no refeitório.
Is this the last of the mother crystals, do you think? Or could there be others buried out there?
Ah, o Dion eu já falei.
Origin, he called it. But the origin of what?
Origem. Pera aí, vou falar com ela primeiro.
What will it be today? How may I help you today? I have the details here.
Aliado. Resgata. Apaixonado. É. Reino de Waloed, todo mundo foi de Vala. Dhalmekia, o Hugo foi de Vala. Reino de Ferro, esse cara aqui foi de Vala. Nada. Nenhuma novidade.
Study it well, Clive.
queda da espinha do Draco.
Thus ends today's lesson.
Clive! Quick look.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Acho que eu vou pegar e vou fazer umas secundárias, hein? Esse eu faço depois. Olha que coto.
Still alive, Oscar? Something tells me that eyesore on the horizon is your doing. How'd you manage that?
Como você conseguiu?
One that I'd rather only tell once.
Right. All hands on deck then.
Eita, reuniu a galera toda. Senta que lá vem a história.
Is this everyone? As I'm sure you've all guessed, the crystal which now commands the eastern skies was summoned by Ultima. He called it Origin.
Ele o chamou de Origem.
The significance of that name is as yet unclear.
What does it matter what it's called? Its emergence tore Twinside asunder and wiped my homeland from the map.
Mention of the Dominion spires can be found in the oldest of Valisthean records. But to the best of my knowledge, none provide any hint as to their true nature. That they would prove the horns of some slumbering demon. Well,
the Dominion's demise was at least quick. Elsewhere, the Republican army cannot hope to contain the chaos engulfing Randalar. Canberra is in flames, and the Empire.
Our allies are crying out for answers. I've sent the Cursebreakers to give them what assurances we can, but right now that amounts to fuck all.
They wouldn't be able to stop what the skies have started in any case. People here and across the realm grow sicker with every passing day.
Could it be that this new Mother Crystal is like the others? That it draws upon the land's ether? It certainly looked that way from stone here.
If that were true, it would explain the hastening spread of the blight since the crystal's appearance. Would it not?
And as the land's ether slowly rises to the surface, it pools, corrupting all who cannot channel its energies. Archae above, ether floods below, and in the middle, here we languish, hopelessly entrapped.
It's all right. When we faced him at Stone here, Ultima told us his true power quickens in the halls of Origin. Needless to say,
Salões da Origem.
we cannot allow that to continue. If we are to stop him, we will have to find a way into the crystal.
How are we going to manage that then? It's up in the sky. And fast as she is, the Enterprise can't fly.
Ele não.
It's a lot to take in. And I reckon we'd all benefit from some time to clear our heads.
É só fazer a fusão ali do Frit ali e tal.
Answer will come to
Acabou.
us. Don't you worry.
É só voar no Bahamut. Tem o Bahamut, pô.
Right. That's right.
Well, go on then. Bugger off. Same goes for you, Clive. You won't solve anything like this. Trust me. Go and get some fresh air, eh?
Thank you. Seemed upset.
Fale com Joshua. Deixa eu trocar essa música, mano. Parece que eu tô numa batalha. Pera aí. Tá aqui outra musiquinha. Onde é que tá aquela lá? Aquela... Essa aqui. Essa aqui é top. Clima de tensão.
There is much to consider.
Believe me, Clive, I would fly with you to Origin, nay, to the end of the world.
Meu medo de altura impede.
Alas, my fear of heights prevents me.
Ultima may have created us, but he doesn't make us who we are. Only we can do that. And if he would have us fight for our survival, so be it. It's what we've been doing all along.
Much like Ultima himself, it would seem. His new world being naught but a means to survive. And so, we must contend to decide which of us shall inherit the land. Should Ultima prevail, it will mean death for us all. Of that, we can be certain. But even should he fail, what world awaits us? A withered, godless place, where our newfound freedom will most like prove a chain in itself.
Well, that may be, but a chain can always be broken. As long as one has the will to break it, it won't be easy. It may take generations, centuries of suffering. And that is if everyone plays their part. But it will happen. And when it does, it will be on our terms. That is the world that awaits us.
Indeed. And what better world could one wish for?
But first, we have to reach that crystal.
Then it's a good thing I have wings.
You can barely stand, let alone fly. And only the Founder knows what horrors await in those skies. You certain about this?
Am I certain? I am the Phoenix. I will do what I must. This is our fight. Remember?
All right. I yield. But only what you must, yes? I'm still your sworn shield.
That you are.
And what of my wings?
Claro, né, pô? Bahamut, mano. Brabo demais.
Forget, you go to stand against a god. I would
Deus.
not have you succumb to fatigue before the fight begins. Ifrit, your brother mentioned that some few of the dominants who had lost their power to you were still able to prime. Is that true?
It is. But their Eikons no longer submitted to their will.
Then mine will have to be stronger. That you both might save your strength for the battle to come.
You don't have to do this.
If you do, there's a chance you might lose all you have left.
Perder tudo que lhe resta.
And what have I but regret? My life ended in the Dominion. I fear death no more. Besides, I would have words with Ultima.
He has much to answer for.
We are in your debt, Dion.
We can speak of debts when this is over.
He speaks like a man who knows he's not coming back. And has come to terms with that.
That doesn't mean that we have to.
Time to talk to Jill. I only hope she understands.
Say your farewells, and let us be gone.
Só o Barravute subir lá no espaço, usar aquele ataque hiper mega super forte. Que o Fritz parou. Easy, bem fácil. Ah, tô indo pro lado errado, mula. Meu Deus, que burro. Achei que era enfermaria. Não é enfermaria, é o quarto do Clive. Nossa, tem tanta coisa pra fazer nesse jogo. Tem tipo as caçadas, tem as secundárias, tem as músicas pra pegar. Se bem que só falta 2 músicas, então tanto faz.
Come to wish on a star.
That might not be such a bad idea. This is it, Jill. You know what I have to do. Why I have to do it. There's no turning back now. This is where our journey was leading us. Where it will end, for better or worse.
I could pray to Metia for you. But you'll be all right, won't you, Clive? You always are.
I did promise we'd watch the moon together.
I'll be waiting.
It's almost time.
Vá para a origem.
Make sure I haven't forgotten it.
Nossa, agora... Nossa! Tentativa e erro. Mestre de si. Planos e vontades. Caraca, 3 é demais. E olha no céu do passado. Nossa, agora brotou secundária de tudo, basicamente. Meu Deus. Tem uma coisa aqui. Se eu apertar aqui, ele vai dizer que eu não posso voltar atrás. Deixa eu ver aqui. Então. Vá para a origem. Nossa, muito secundário. Meu Deus. Tem muito secundário pra fazer. Deixa eu ver aqui. Em busca de um folho perdido. Mau humor. Não tenho notado, seu pobre cão ficou o tempo todo no conversa traseiro choramingando. Ah, deve ser o último upgrade do Torgal. Vou fazer uma conta aqui. Tem mais as caçadas que eu não sei onde é que... Nossa, tem a secundária do Joshua. Caramba, tem secundária até do Joshua agora. Secundária do Joshua. Dá uma olhada aqui. Vamos ver quantas secundárias ao todo. How we doing? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 7. 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. Daí tem mais duas aqui. 14, 15 secundárias. 15 secundárias, meu amigo. Isso fora as caçadas que eu não fiz. Deixa eu ver quantas caçadas tem. Deve ter liberado tudo agora. Quase caçada. Não, se bem que não falta tanto. Nossa, falta bastante, tá? Agni, ranquear. Terror tricefálico e local undefined. Putz, aí complica, né? É. Aquele demônio que eu derrotei, ele é rank S. Cadê ele? Aparece ele aqui. Aqui, ó, rank S. Local indefinido. Falaram de um tal pandemônio. Ah, ele não vai dizer o local. Eu vou ter que ler e interpretar mesmo. No rank S eu acho que é isso. Não vai mostrar nem figura. Ok. Tá bom, let's go então. Bora fazer umas secundariazinhas. Tá, quais secundárias a gente vai fazer? Vou fazer a do Joshua, que eu acho que talvez seja legal. Quem mais? Esse 13 é demais aqui. E tentativa e erro? Pode ser. Vamos ver qual é que é. Tentativa e erro, hein?
Sid, I was wondering if you could help.
It depends what with.
O que você quer?
A bearer, but recently freed from his bonds, is keen to join the curse breakers.
O portador quer se juntar à nossa causa.
Which is why we test every volunteer's suitability.
I don't mind, but
because he wants to be a scout.
Ele quer ser batedor.
Filled with men and women capable of breaking chains and putting slavers to the sword. But scouting, we're few with the nose for that. Which is, and since he accompanies you on so many of your missions, I thought you might be.
Sounds reasonable.
So you're happy to oversee the boys' test then?
Claro, por que não?
Can never have too many scouts.
Truer words, Sid. I'll let the initiate know that you'll be attentive and that he is to proceed directly to Northreach in readiness.
Enquanto continuar para se preparar.
Present, eh?
No time like the present.
Beleza. Por que não bota o Gav fazer isso? O Gav é batedor.
I don't suppose they could have chosen somewhere closer.
O Gav já é um batedor, por que não botaram ele pra selecionar o cara? Ah, beleza. Vamos lá. Joshua.
Ah, Clive.
Ah, dá pra perguntar sobre a origem.
This is it then, brother. Indeed.
Todos acreditam em você. Seguiriam você até os confins do continente.
You're wrong.
Of course.
Vamos lá, secundária do Joshua.
What's wrong?
It's not nothing. I've received word from Cyril. The Undying have
Os imortais encontraram o testamento do nosso pai.
into it.
Eita.
How? Where?
In the crypt beneath Rosalith Castle.
Cripta sob o castelo.
After Kupka was kind enough to drive out the Imperials, the Undying took the opportunity to recover what relic, and in the process of doing so, they found a letter from Father.
I'm surprised anything survived.
Cyril asked that I join him in Tabor at my convenience. I have been meaning to go, but...
What?
Of course. I want to know what's in that letter as much.
Very well. I am ready to leave when you are.
Let's go. Testamento. Daí tá lá no testamento, eu vou passar o reino para o meu primogênito. Daí o Clive recusa. Vamos lá, 3 é demais.
Clive, my boy! Rutherford informs me that we owe you our thanks. Hadn't intended for you to get involved, but such are the times we live in, huh?
I would have done the same for anyone else.
You're far too modest, Clive. You'd make a terrible nobleman. But tell me, is the realm truly in as dire a state as Rutherford suggests?
From what little I saw, you were right to be worried.
I suppose I should have expected the worst. But I was rather hoping the great and good of the realm might have things a little more under control. Alas, it seems that firm leadership is in short supply. We must move quickly.
But where do we start?
True, the challenges that face us are many.
Duas áreas que precisam ser priorizadas.
And her love.
Exército e dispensa.
You've seen firsthand, it's every man. Certain cities have banded together to try and maintain some semblance, and yet the only remedy for the chaos that faces us is unity. A unity that transcends even the borders laid down by our ancestors. In short, if Storm does not stand together...
Se a tormenta não se unir, vai desmoronar.
But how would one even begin to unite the realm?
The armies, my boy. As I told you already. Sadly, I doubt I could convince even the lowliest gaggle of privates to dig a latrine together. But I do know someone the High Commanders have been known to listen to on occasion. Field Marshal...
Marechal Eugen Havel.
He was, until an Akashic army tore through Randalar and killed most of the rank and file. There is no man alive more capable.
Ah, é aquele velho. Ah, lembrei do velho. Tá certo.
I've already spoken with him on the matter.
Of course you have.
And he's agreed to help. On one condition.
Fale com você pessoalmente.
He's always been a man of frustratingly rigid principle. And I extolled your many virtues as best I could, of course. But the old goat...
Eu queria avaliá-lo em pessoa. Vamos lá.
Of course not. As long as chaos reigns, we will never build a better world. And if the Field Marshal wishes to speak with me in person...
That's the spirit.
I'll leave for Randalar at once. Would you send a Stolas?
Of course. Rutherford is already in the Dhalmekian capital. I'll have him tell Havel to expect...
Excellent.
No. Thank you, Clive.
Ok. Eu vou pegar aquela missão do Torgal também. Aproveitar que eu tô aqui. Fazer a missão do Lobinho. Fazer a missão do tio, do Joshua e do Lobinho. Qual que é do mau humor? É esse aqui. Sim.
What is it this time, Torgal?
Mais do que palavras. Tem uma outra aqui, deixa eu ver qual que é a outra. O que é isso aqui? Em busca de um folho perdido. Ah, depois eu faço, tá, Vivian? Não é prioridade. Bom, vamos começar os trabalhos. Visite Torgal no Convés da Popa. Vamos lá. O que tá acontecendo com o doguinho? Doguinho, todo mundo tá tendo um casal exceto o doguinho. O doguinho tá na bad. Clive tem a Jill. O Joshua tem a escudeira dele também. O Gav tem aquela louca lá que salvou a grávida. É foda. O doguinho tá sozinho desde o início do jogo. Solidão.
Pining for something, boy. What is it? What do you see out there? I never did ask where you got that anklet of yours.
Said that's where. On the day brought him home.
That long ago?
And you're only thinking to ask this now? Sid saw that the pup had a habit of gnawing on his leg.
Peludo tinha mania de roer a própria pata.
Clap that there iron on him to keep him from doing it.
What was wrong, boy?
Por que ele fazia isso?
Like as not. Must have been hard on the poor whelp losing his loving masters at such a young age. Doubly hard in being a frost wolf. torn away from his Eikons and all. Sid would always tell him, you want my iron gone? You find what it is you're looking for.
Se quiser que eu tire o ferro, encontre o que está
I
procurando.
reckon what he was looking for was you.
I'm sorry, Torgal. Sorry for making you wait so long. Let's get that thing off you.
Ele não quer. Eita, ele não quer.
Doesn't sound like he wants it off.
Indeed. You miss Sid as much as the rest of us, don't you? You want me to go with you somewhere?
Quick, aren't you? Glad you've been paying attention.
Not nearly as much as you have, Lady Karen.
Aye, good thing and all. It's not like Gav would have kept him in nuts and rubbed his belly these past 10 summers.
Your kindness is appreciated. You've been a good friend to him.
Only because he doesn't talk back like the rest of you. Go on now.
Where to then, Torgal?
Para onde vamos? Ok. Siga Torgal. O doguinho tá atrás de uma namorada. Será? Será?
All right, Torgal. Where are you taking me?
Nido triste.
I'm going to need a little bit more than that, boy. Do you have a better hint for me? Unless you've already given me one. Back on the rear deck, you were looking west, toward Rosaria. Why don't we try the rookery? I haven't been to the island in almost 20
Não vou à ilha há quase 20 anos.
To Port Isolde, then. Fingers crossed the old mooring is still there.
Vá por um ancoradouro do lado de fora do Porto Isolde. Ok. Planos e vontades. Tá. Vamos ver aqui. Porto Isolde. Let's go. Ilha. Marcar no barco.
It's still here. After all these years. A lot smaller than I remember. And you're a lot bigger. You might have to swim, boy. I wasn't being serious.
You two go on without me. I doubt that boat will hold a third.
If you're sure, we won't be long. Hop in, boy. This place hasn't changed at all. The rookery's right through those.
Vá para a cabana.
Come on. Race you there?
É, não tem. É uma ilha.
Here we are. This This was our hideaway. Wasn't it, Torgal? Coming here helped me to forget who I was. Or wasn't. Prince, Shield.
Esquecer quem eu era, ou não era. Príncipe escudo, um filho que a mãe não amava.
Any one of those things. Perhaps. What is it, boy? This is all from the castle. And Phoenix Gate. Did you bring these here?
A espada de madeira.
Sparring sword. Well. You never stopped looking for me, did you, boy?
Doguinho é bravo, cara. Não tem como, velho.
Thank you, Torgal. For never giving up. For never forgetting. Let's take this with us, shall we? So I don't forget either.
É,
That's not the way back to the boat, Torgal.
Ele deu uma choradinha aqui, cara.
All right. I'm coming.
É, aqui não deu pra escapar da choradinha, cara.
I think I know where we're going. People always talk about the importance of putting the past behind you. But without it, we wouldn't be who we are today. And we certainly couldn't steer our way to a better tomorrow. Come on, Torgal. Let's go home.
Espada de tridente chamuscada. Lembre-se, Clive, a lâmina não é sua única arma.
Sorry for the wait. We're ready.
É, não tem como, cara. O doguinho é foda. Não tem como não, velho. O doguinho é foda. Não tem o que dizer, cara. Tá. Agora fale com Cyril. Planos e vontades. Tá bom. Vamos falar com Cyril, então. Não chorei muito não, mas deu uma lacrimejada aqui, bicho. Essa quest do doguinho aqui pegou, hein. E me pegou de jeito aqui, mano. Não esperava, não.
Here, take a look at my wares.
Droga. Aqui eu já comprei a música. Droga. Onde é que é? Dever eterno, planos e vontades. Tá bom. Pera aí. Ah, não. Aquela ali é a quest do doguinho. É a 2.
Your Grace, my lord, I trust your journey was not overly onerous.
Cyril, you found a letter from Father?
Yes, I have it here. If you would do us the honor, my lord.
Meus queridos filhos, sei que estou exigindo muito de vocês nessa guerra, que se aproxima. Mas não vejo outra forma de garantir um futuro para o nosso Grão-Ducado e nossa família, mesmo que vençamos e conseguimos derrotar os selvagens e reconquistar o sopro do Draco, a ameaça da praga ainda é iminente. Só poderemos passar por tudo isso se todos derrotarem e lutarem unidos. Tem alguns planos para nos ajudar, mas há muitos obstáculos e vocês provavelmente terão que continuar meu trabalho. Sei que vocês têm a força, a coragem e determinação. Será uma difícil herança. Então lhes ofereço outra. Lembrem-se do amor e da confiança que sinto por vocês.
An inheritance.
Uma herança.
It would seem the late Archduke penned this missive shortly before his passing.
The day before we left for Phoenix Gate.
Ele estava prevendo que ia ser traído?
His plans for the duchy, Your Grace. Your father entrusted them to my predecessor, the former bearer of the Burning Quill, who entrusted them in turn to me. The complete emancipation of bearers.
Emancipação completa dos portadores.
But your father's dream did not end there. His Grace also spoke of building hospices to care for those stricken by the curse, and the founding of a new university to further the development of non-magical technologies. With the blight spreading ever more widely across the twins, Archduke Elwyn saw this as the only means of securing Rosaria's survival.
He wished to see men and bearers treated as equals. To see centuries of common wisdom overturned. Small wonder he did not think it achievable within his lifetime.
But he thought it achievable nonetheless. Had he not, he would never have written this message. Nor would he have entrusted his vision to his most faithful aides, those who would have stood with you, shielded you from the machinations of the less benevolent personages at court.
It's a pity only they are still with us.
'Tis true that those most loyal to your father were the first to suffer the Duchess's wrath.
Naquela vagabunda.
But one at least remains.
Mas sobrou uma pessoa.
Bearing gifts.
What do you mean?
Como assim?
Mayhap it is better that she explain, my lord.
Que ela explique.
The duties entrusted to me by my predecessor extended only to recovering his grace's
Organizar uma reunião com a pessoa que eu colocar em prática. Ao menos parte dele.
Or a part of it, at least.
And where is this woman?
She awaits you in the archive, Your Grace.
Thank you, Cyril.
Arquivo.
Shall we then?
Testamento. Fale com a assistente do Arquiduque Elwyn no requietório. Ok. E onde é que é isso? Ah, não. Aqui é outra quest. Aquela aí eu faço depois. Labor. Fale com a assistente. Assistente. Aqui. Ah, tá aqui, ó. Tô viajando. Tá do meu lado, bicho. Ali é a missão número 1 e aqui é a missão número 2. Essa é a assistente?
My lord, your grace. I hardly recognize you. I am Goditha, retainer of House Rosfield,
Gadita,
loyal
vassala da
servant
casa
of Phoenix and
Rosfield.
his shields. Your father, the Archduke Elwyn, entrusted me with the delivery of a gift. I only hope you can forgive my tardiness in bringing it to you.
Lift up your head, Lady Goditha. You have our gratitude for your service to our house and to our father.
I merely did my duty, as any proud Rosarian would.
My lady, perhaps you could explain a little more? What exactly is the gift you bring?
As I'm sure you know, it has long been the custom for the children of House Rosfield.
Era costume as crianças da casa Rosfield serem presenteadas com certas lembranças ao alcançarem a maioridade.
Our father often spoke of the day when our turn would come.
And had he lived to see it, he would have presented you with the treasures I bear. Matching armbands for you both.
Braçadeiras.
He did not live. He had intended to claim the Heartstone with which each armband
Ele
was
pretendia obter a cor de pedra.
but it was not to be. And
I see.
It saddens me to bring them before you, as they are. It was your father's wish that you be presented with the finished articles, not these works in progress, but with his grace long since gone, and the stone left unclaimed. I had little choice. You are grown men now, and while I would not presume to insist upon your claiming the Heartstone in his stead, I know that nothing would have pleased him more than for you to do so.
Thank you.
What say you, Clive?
What else? Of course, my lady.
Oh, I am much obliged.
Do you know where we might find this Heartstone, my lady?
I do. Though it may be a matter of a good deal more than it is found in the bellies of elder griffins.
Barriga de grifos anciões.
You do at least know where to find one. A certain specimen has made its nest in...
A certain specimen?
You are most perceptive, your grace. In fact, this is the very same beast your father meant to slay. I have been... Were you to slay it in his stead, as...
What say you, Joshua?
What else?
Bora lá. Matar o hipogrifo. Se bem que não é bem hipogrifo. Sei lá. O que que é? É Seamerge. Seamerge é o que? É o tigre? Acho que é o tigre. Acho que talvez seja o tigre. Via do Titã. Aqui. Eu acho que é o tigre. Caramba, e pensar que a primeira vez que eu chorei aqui nesse jogo foi na quest do doguinho. É. A quest do doguinho me pegou de surpresa, cara. Não tem como, né? O doguinho foi o personagem que a gente teve mais contato desde o início do game, cara. Não tem como não. É um grifo mesmo. Seamerge.
There it is. For House Rosfield.
Escada das bruxas. Legal. Isso, um tornado. Desce. Ah, meu Deus do céu. Kamehameha. Caramba. Ah, o bicho resetou, mas tá de sacanagem. Tu tá de sacanagem que o bicho resetou. Nossa. Eu fiz aqui tudo errado. Meu Deus do céu. Meu Deus do céu, eu fiz skill tudo errado, bicho. Olha, resetou de novo, mas que bicho desgraçado. É a terceira vez que ele resetou esse corno. Ah. Droga, esse corno, mano. Fica resetando toda hora. Cara quieto, bicho desgraçado. Morre aí, ô corno. Pra cá, ô desgraçado. Quebra logo, professor, esse corno. Vai pra matar. Vai lá, Kamehameha.
Titan! To me, blades! Nice try. Fire and flame!
Ah.
To me, blades!
Desce, queridão. Caraca, mas que bicho chato, hein? Meu Deus. Ah, mano, esse tornado fica poluindo a visão. É muito chato isso. Bem, então, seu corno. Cai dentro. Tanca isso aqui, cara. Kamehameha. Cor de pedra. Beleza.
Is this the Heartstone?
I expect Lady Godotha will know.
O bicho resetou 2 vezes, mas que corno. Não para quieto, mano. Sempre saía da área ali, mano. Tá louco, resetou 2 vezes.
Thank the Griffin is
And the Heartstone clay.
Pegamos.
Yes. Thank you. Your father.
Lady Godotha.
Thank you, Cyril. I will be with him shortly. If you would excuse me. The armbands are complete.
As deles estão prontas.
Heartstone is harder and more enduring than garnet, or even ruby. It symbolizes unwavering.
Ela simboliza dedicação e força de vontade inabaláveis.
And the graven vines encircling the stone represent the unbreakable bonds between you.
It's a message. Father knew we had enemies both inside and outside the duchy. Enemies who would thwart his vision. Only with unwavering devotion would it ever be realized.
And only if we stood together, as Phoenix and Shield, as brothers in arms, only then might those enemies be overcome.
Indeed. But this was more than just a message. It was a promise.
Thank you, Lady Godotha, for remaining the steadfast custodian of our father's will.
Forgive me, my lady, but there is something I don't quite understand. The Undying told me that after father died, mother claimed all of the ducal treasures.
Sua mãe tomou todos os tesouros do ducado para si.
The armbands were incomplete. She would surely not have overlooked them. So, how were you able to keep them from her?
Because I was the keeper of the
Eu
vault.
era guardiã do cofre.
Though I was but a lowly servant, your father spoke to me of his intentions for the bands, of the deep love he had for both of you, and his hopes for your future. In the days before the disaster at Phoenix Gate, I discovered that the Duchess had ordered her jewelry be sent.
No dia que antecedeu, a duquesa ordenou que retirasse suas joias do castelo.
Father, but it was too late. When word of the fire reached Rosalie,
Aí trollou.
time was short. So I took up the armbands and I fled into the night.
And thank the fountain.
Yet my duty to your father was incomplete. Not knowing what else to do, and so my pursuit continued. Until Lord Cyril appeared before me. He informed me that His Grace's will had been recovered.
Lady Godotha, on behalf of my father and all the people of Rosaria, I thank you for your loyal service.
As do I.
Thank you, my lord, for coming back to us.
Beleza. Saia do Reiki alguma coisa.
The bands suit you well. It must be gratifying to finally receive the inheritance that was denied you for so long.
It is. And we thank you for the part you played, Cyril.
If you would permit me to play my part a little longer, might I suggest that you make
Se
your
dirige um memorial do pai de vocês no topo do penhasco do Canto do Falcão.
Let him see that you have received his blessing, and that his vision lives on in you.
I suppose it would be churlish not to. What do you say, Clive? Shall we pay father a visit?
I think we should. I was hoping to be able to offer him my thanks before we left for Origin.
Your father's helm is enshrined there. It has been since the day we recovered it from Phoenix Gate. I prithee claim it, for it too is a part of your inheritance, and I do not doubt that your father would prefer it in your hands than perched upon some lonely rock.
Thank you, Cyril.
he's waiting.
Visite o memorial do Arquiduque Elwin.
Unwavering will and an unbreakable bond. Do you really think we're strong enough?
To save the world? Of course. To have overcome Father's political enemies? Of that I'm less certain. Especially knowing what we know now. What Mother was truly capable of. But perhaps these bands would have helped. Knowing he was with us would have made all the difference.
Peraí, tem que descer? Ah, não, tem que fazer a volta.
It's just back there.
Nossa, que escondido, velho.
Father always fought for what he believed was right. It wasn't until that night at Phoenix Gate that I realized I had never fought for anything. I always had someone else to do the fighting for me.
No matter how fate conspired against him, he never lost heart, never looked back, never stopped fighting. To me, he was the greatest of men. And I've been trying to live up to his ideals ever since.
We all have, Clive. We all have. And we'll keep trying. Because that's what he would have wanted.
What he would have done himself. Even if it meant standing against the very gods in the heavens.
I shall be borrowing this, Father, if I may. That you might watch over us as we follow in your footsteps.
We won't lay you down.
Onward then.
Onward.
And to a new beginning.
Interessante. Elmo de batalha enferrujado. Oh, cooperando com Joshua. Joshua entrou para o grupo de Clive e permanecerá com ele até a partida para a origem. Ok, então é permanente. Aonde eu for, o Joshua vai junto agora. Ok. Vamos lá. Próxima subquest. Encontre com Nazari perto do rincão setentrional. Tá, essa aí vai ser a última que eu vou fazer. Encontre-se com Ravel no portão de Randelar. Onde é que é? Portão de Randelar. Portão de Randelar. Aqui, portão de Randelar. Portão republicano. Let's go. Deixa eu dar uma olhadinha aqui se na loja. Se eu comprei a música que tinha aqui. Ah, já comprei.
You're welcome anytime. Do you see that?
Papa? What is it?
Oh, please.
I'm scared.
Ready, go?
Bora.
Fly, Ambrosia.
Corre, Berg. Nossa, não tem nenhuma potion. Nem super potion. Não tenho nada. Tem que comprar. Vai, bate nele. Trouxa.
Can't be Rutherford, can it?
Turncoats and cowards, the lot of you! If it's a fight you want, it's a fight you shall have!
Caraca, o velho tá brabo demais.
Allow me.
I don't need your...
Please, Field Marshal, oblige him.
This won't take long.
You're right. It won't. Men, finish him.
Finish him. Finish him? Então cai dentro. Vamos ver se vocês aguentam. Toma. Easy win.
A little longer than I'd have liked. Field Marshal Havel, I presume. Are either of you injured?
No, my lord. You arrived just as our escort turned on us.
Fucking traitors. But I hadn't thought the corruption had reached so close to the heart. It's a fucking disgrace. Your interfering old bastard of an uncle tried to warn me, of course.
Aquele velho desgraçado. Caraca.
My lord Marquis. Or is Sid the outlaw more?
Call me what you want. It doesn't change who I am. Or the urgency of the message I bring. My uncle has a plan to right the realm, and he needs your help to see it through.
Before I agree to anything, I'd have you answer one question. What do you stand to gain from all this?
O que você ganharia?
I won't deny that I might benefit from further chaos. but I seek a new beginning for all of us. And while the choices I've made may not always have been the right ones, I know I made them for the right reasons. For so long, so many of us have been told how we could live, how we could die, when it should have been our decision all along. Now we have a chance to put things right. But in order to take it, we must stand together, even if it be beside those with whom we don't see eye to eye.
Certainly not the words I expected from an outlaw. But perhaps your uncle was right. You are no ordinary outlaw. I'll never hear the end of this. All right. I'll start by ordering my most trusted guard to bring the Dhalmekian fringes under control. Next, I'll make contact with my counterparts in the Imperial Army and see if I can't convince them to try and restore order in their own territory.
Thank you, Field Marshal.
But they are not the only ones we will need to convince.
What do you mean?
I don't doubt that I can bully some sense into a few generals. But those they answer to require a different kind of persuasion.
Se for precisar discurso mais suave.
Honeyed words. Well, we will need an envoy. One who can court even the most stubborn of statesmen. You, perhaps.
I'm flattered. But I'm no diplomat either. And I have other problems to attend to. What we need is a skilled arbitrator. And I may know just the person.
Is that so? And would he happen to be an outlaw too?
Of a different kind, perhaps.
Well, beggars can't be choosers. I suppose we'll all have to find a little of the outlaw in ourselves if we're to make it through this.
I shall.
My Lord Marquis. Your Lord Uncle bade me escort the Field Marshal.
And I will see that my associate joins you there.
Very good.
Very good.
An envoy. I can barely convince my brother to take his medicine.
Quem que vai ter experiência? Quinten.
I can convince him at least.
Caraca, o Quinten. Fale com Quinten. Caraca. Caramba. O que é? 3 é demais. Fale com Quinten. Beleza. Vamos falar com o Quinten.
Come on.
Provavelmente para fazer essa quest, acho que eu teria que fazer a quest do Quinten antes. Senão ele não, sei lá, não aceitaria talvez, sei lá, ou não liberaria a quest para fazer.
Quinton, I have a proposal for you.
Do you now? Something tells me you're asking more of me than a cask of Gotand gold. Go on then. Propose. You'd have me convince the chiefs and chamberlains of the realm that they should simply swallow their pride and do the one thing that has proved impossible for thousands of years. Was there anything else? Perhaps I can fit
Precisa de uma torta para acompanhar.
I know it's a lot to ask, but I can think of none better suited to the role.
And you'd have me give up what little I have left to do it. I told you, Clive. The people of Lostwing are my family, and I cannot abandon them. You'll have to find someone else.
I'm sorry to hear that.
So am I.
And why might that be?
How's it any different to what you've done so far?
They want you to speak for those who can't speak for themselves. That's what you do best. If it's the vineyard you're worried about, we'll see that the grapes are picked and the tons filled. You know we will.
It's not that.
Then what is it? You said yourself we're family. Don't you trust us?
You know that's not what I'm...
Then what are you saying? That only we are worth saving? Why turn your back on everyone else? You convinced us we could build new lives for ourselves, and if you can do that, who's to say you couldn't convince the entire realm?
A stirring argument. I fear that any rejoinder I make might fall somewhat flat by comparison.
So you'll join us?
Where do you need me?
Field Marshal Havel will want to speak with you in person. He's currently in Port Isolde. I can arrange for a party of Cursebreakers to accompany you there.
That would be very much appreciated. I hear the roads are far from safe these days.
Hopefully not for long.
Beleza.
My uncle will want to know that his plan is taking shape.
Volte para esconder e fale com Byron. Encontre com Nazaire perto do rincão setentrional. Tá, vamos falar com o tio primeiro ali. Falar com o tio do pavê. Nova carta entregue. Depois eu leio.
Uncle, I bring good news. The Field Marshal has agreed to...
Of course he has.
Rutherford is accompanying him back to your manor in Port Isolde as we speak. They will await your return there.
One other?
Outra pessoa?
Who, exactly?
Lord Havel was concerned that even if he could get the realm's armies to agree to an accord, he might not be as successful in... He asked if I might have a solution.
One of your co-conspirators?
Master Quinton would probably call me one of his.
Another outlaw, then?
Outro fora da lei.
Just the thing we need to put these rotten... Good thinking, Clive.
I'm glad you approve.
The more the merrier.
Uncle, assuming Havel and Quinton can solve our problem with the armies, you still haven't mentioned how we might manage the grain shortages.
Oh, the 7 high houses...
As 7 casas ilustres vão dar um jeito nisso?
Agreed to make the most generous... Oh, of course, it did take a little persuasion. But luckily I had some...
From who?
Ajuda inesperada.
Why, you, my boy. Rumor has it that you rescued the lady.
Dizem que você resgatou Rockford, o mordomo da Dona Ariane, de uma horda de bandidos sanguinários.
Well, the old battle axe was so pleased. She had a shipload of talents delivered to my private docks by the next new moon. And when the other houses saw the parsimonious old crone's purse strings fight...
I'm happy to hear it.
Now, join us there,
Of course, Uncle.
Ah, já tô na mansão já, legal.
And how, pray tell, will we get that grain to the capital if the roads are still overrun with Akashic?
You'll find another bloody road. I only have so many men, and I'm not about to send them headlong into an ether flood. That is, unless you'd have them turn as well.
Well, I'd certainly eat less.
Says the man with a belly bigger than a band of curls. My soldiers actually need their rations. Without any food to keep them going, they'll be dead even before you've sent them on your fool's errand.
If I may, gentlemen, perhaps I might suggest an alternative approach. Though supply routes are indeed disrupted, there is no shortage of ships. Indeed, they bob away in every bay from here to Randalar, awaiting a safe haven. Allow them to make port and fill their bellies full of grain. And once those who crowd the cities are fed, ferry the displaced back to the countryside to work the fallow fields. Ah, but I'm sure that you wish to continue your two such firm friends as yourself. Rutherford spoke fondly of the great bond between you.
Us? I can't stand the man.
Clive, I'm beginning to question the quality of the company you keep.
And what kind of company were you expecting him to...
Criminal? How? You are not fit to breathe the same air as this...
Upstanding. He caught...
Once more onto the breach.
Dois velhos cagar brigando.
Shall we begin again? What we seek here is not to create a new nation, nor to claim the thrones of those that already exist. We wish simply to bring stability to the realm that mankind might weather the current storm. And to do that, we must convince those in power, the generals, the statesmen, the nobles. There will be disagreements, yes. And I imagine some resistance, much resistance. But we cannot let that deter us. If we show them the path, show them that we walk it, the fate of the world lies in my nephew's hands. But the well-being of her people lies in ours. And we must not squander the chance that Clive has given us.
Uncle Byron,
Now, with that settled, for what great moment in history hasn't... Citizens of Valisthea, I present to you the Tri-Unity.
Tríade.
My quill.
Caramba.
Well, my boy.
That it is.
This is the role you were born for. Now I ask only that you trust in the talents. We shall play our parts to the best of our abilities, that you might have the opportunity to shine. The realm needs its Sir Crandall. And there is no better Crandall than you, Clive. I want you to keep this signed accord.
I will. Thank you, Uncle.
Ok, 3 é demais. Pacto da Tríade. Assinado por representantes de Rosaria, Dhalmekia e Sanbreque. Alento da escuridão, nuvem celeste. Legal. Ok. E a última, pelo menos por agora, né? Encontre-se com Nazare perto do rincão setentrional. Ok.
Nazare might at least have mentioned where in Northreach he'd be testing this recruit.
Well met, Sid. This is the initiate.
Novato Ember.
At your service, Master.
Please, just sit.
Master.
There are no masters here.
Oh, of course. Thank you, Sid. The sergeant says you'll be...
To become a scout, yes. You are aware of the dangers inherent in that role.
I am. But I swore I'd face them. Just like the man who saved my life.
And who would that be?
É o... Death? Gav.
It was him who found me and free. No magic, no support, just one man and his nose. Came and sniffed me out. It taught me what one man can do. And I've been training ever since. So that one day, I can be someone's saviour, just like Gav was mine.
I'm sure he'd be flattered. You clearly have good intentions, Ember. And it sounds like you're under no illusions.
So...
You haven't even
Nem começou ainda.
Not far from here is an Imperial lookout, Eastwatch. The
Posto
guards
de
there
vigia.
record all their sightings in a logbook. You are to find it and bring it here.
And bring it here, right. Anything else?
No. Sneaking into a heavily guarded Imperial
É
outpost
fácil.
and stealing the logbook would be quite
Entrar despercebido num posto avançado imperial.
Assess the situation.
Fácil.
Determine a point of entry. Create a distraction and effect an escape, all without being discovered and
Tudo isso sem ser descoberto e jogado numa masmorra imperial.
Gav isn't our best scout because he can do everything. It's essential that you know your limits.
Know my limits, right. I won't let you down.
Ah. Por que eu acho que isso não vai dar certo? O cara é muito confiante, pô.
It shouldn't be as dangerous as I made it.
On my way.
Ok.
All right, Ember.
Ok, me impressione, Ember.
run like the wind. These are clean kills. Perhaps young Ember really is ready. Or maybe not.
Que isso? O que houve?
Damn it.
Ah, Wyvern.
Draw your sword!
I can't!
Then run!
If you want him, you'll have to go through me.
Bom. Kamehameha. Oh shit. Stop. O cara fugiu.
Of course.
Batedores são inacreditáveis. O cara deu no pé. Pelo menos em fugir ele é bom. Mas cagou tudo quando viu um Wyvern.
Where is Ember?
Eu achei que ele estaria com você. Ele deve ter fugido.
He was just standing there. Didn't even draw his sword. He was nowhere to be seen.
I'm sorry, Sid. I knew the boy had a nervous streak, but he seemed like...
Mas ele parecia...
Right man for the job.
Oh, cara...
This is the logbook you tasked me with retrieving.
Oh, o cara foi pegar. Oh, o cara foi pegar, mano.
You tell me you breached the tower while Sid was busy saving your skin.
What? Wasn't that what you asked me to do?
Esse cara é bom.
Without getting caught?
He has you then as heir. And he did it all on his own.
Ele usou o Clive como distração.
He did what he thought was best.
And of course, don't you leave.
Caraca, um miserável é um gênio. Caraca, o miserável é um gênio. Usou o próprio Clive como distração e foi lá pegar o livro. Caraca, o miserável é um gênio. Vamos lá.
There's something about it.
You should have. Welcome back.
Welcome back.
Yes. Welcome back. Truth be told, it was me who suggested roping you in.
Fui eu que sugeri que pedissem que você ajudasse o teste.
No, they most certainly did not.
Ember merece uma nota de aprovação? Olha, ele é malandro. Ele tem talento pra coisa. O batedor tem que ser malandro. Se não tiver lábio e não for malandro, não vai pra frente.
Ember lost his nerve in the face of a beast of prey, but he didn't lose heart. He pressed on, and he achieved his aim. And is that not what we ask of our scouts?
Indeed it is. Thank you for your honest appraisal, Cid. The fact remains, however, that Ember will not always have a battle-hardened warrior on hand to pluck him from the jaws of peril. All I have gleaned from this trial is that without someone watching his back,
mostrando que sem alguém cuidando dele, o Ember vai acabar dando mais trabalho do que ajudando.
Ember still has much to learn, it's true. And this time he was found wanting. But I'd say he's due a second chance, nonetheless. After all, he did do as you asked.
With a bit of hard work, any hand can be made to hold a blade, and any mind can conquer its fears. But a scout's nose is different. You've either got one, or you ain't. And by sniffing out that log, young Ember here has shown he has a conquering...
O cara é malandro, tem que ser liso.
Wouldn't do to waste it now, would it?
Fine.
I'll do whatever. I'll spend my days and nights in the pit if I have to. I'll show you.
Daft as a brush, that one. But his heart's in the right place. Just like someone else we know. And if you ask me, we've been leaning on him for far too long. That time the curse breakers took some of the weight off.
Couldn't hurt.
Just don't tell Gav I said so, will you? I won't have him think. Next thing you know, chance would be a...
Forgive me, Cid.
But that's why we need men like Ember more than ever.
Conseguem tirar proveito de uma situação ruim, exatamente, cara. O cara tem que ser liso, tem que ser malandro. E upamos de nível. Nível 45. Dá pra subir mais que 45 aqui? Tem um cap de nível aqui, por acaso? Ou é ilimitar? Ah, não. Dá pra subir. Dá pra subir nível full power, adoidaço. Achei que era só até 45.
Oh, I wasn't expecting you back.
Desempenho adequado.
Here you are.
Tá, o próximo é Anel do Tiro Veloz. E o próximo é Luvas Genji.
Come again. I may have more for you.
Ok. Vou dar uma olhadinha aqui nos equipamentos. Peraí, ganhei alguma coisa nova. O que ganhei novo? Sabedoria do Primeiro Reino. É, o bracelete que a louca fez pro Josh e pro Clive. Interessante. Legal. Tá. Eu tenho 7.800 pontos de habilidade. Tem alguma skill que seja melhor do que esse bate-estaca? Da Shiva. Essa Shiva da Shiva causa o quê? Muito dano e pouco atordoamento. Esse aqui é um totem. Esse aqui é um dash. Caraca. Só um movimento estiloso. Tá. Use para se recuperar imediatamente de qualquer habilidade ou ação. Ele é como... Ele para o tempo. Não, eu acho. Sei lá. Gugnir. Bom, eu vou upando, depois eu vejo se é útil ou não. Alguma coisa nova? Ah, é que ela tem uma quest dela. Nem lembrei disso.
The state of the realm is ever changing, Clive.